This video is sponsored by the Design Mechanism, the makers of Mithras. Mithras is a registered trademark of the Design Mechanism Inc., used with permission. All rights reserved.
There's a lot of spells that are the same.
There are a lot of spells that, well, that's absolutely fine because you can always have a short rest. Is that what they have in 5e, short rests? Can you?
Yeah, but you don't get all of your spells back with a short rest.
Oh, it's going to be tough. Oh no, I thought you were all in your right place, but you're not. So I will slowly, Mr. Pickles is in the right place. And that's it. So let me just move everybody around. Move tickety text down there, and then move Captain into that gap, and that's it. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. A new game tonight. Well, sort of a new game. We're going to be playing what's known as classic fantasy. And classic fantasy came out before Mithras, and they recently produced the imperative version, which is completely free. And if you would like to download it, you can do. Oops, what have I done there? Oh, I've just pressed F12, I think. I was just getting rid of that. I had it on my clipboard ready to paste in, and I was just about to paste it into the chat, and then suddenly realized that the Zoom information was on the clipboard, which would not have been good because it would have given everybody the code to get in, etc. So yeah, you can go along and see it there. It's completely free. You can play along, you can see what we're doing and how the spells are working, etc. Luckily for us, it works roughly on the same rules as Mithras, so things like combat is the same. Spells are sort of the same. They still take rolls and have magic points, but slightly different types of spells. And yeah, and the other thing is that the party have classes now and ranks. All the characters are rank 1 to start off with, and then as they increase their skills, they then increase ranks, and will once they've got sort of like 5 of their class skills to 70 or plus, they become rank 2, so forth and so on. So it's very similar but a little bit different, but we're playing it in honor of Classic Fantasy Imperative coming out, and we've made a one-off adventure that we're going to be playing through, and hopefully you enjoy it. So the players do not actually know each other's characters. They know what sort of like race and class they are. So to start off tonight, what they're going to do as they introduce themselves, they're going to say something that the other characters might know about them. It might be something to do with their personality. It might be something that the type of deity they worship, or their normal, how they act in combat, anything like that. I've left it completely up to the players tonight. So yeah, so let's allow them to introduce who they are and who they are playing. And we'll start with one of the female characters tonight. We're going to start with you, Mr. Pickles. Go for it.
It's me. I'm Mr. Pickles. Yes, I'm playing a lady character because I'm a wild card, playing Belinda Ofregiac, but people just call her Belle. She is a gnome rogue, a role that I don't play. So I'm just changing it up and being a wild card here. I've got lockpicking, I've got mechanisms, but the party probably knows her most about how obsessed with metal coins she is. It doesn't really matter if she gets to keep the coins long term. She just likes the feel of rubbing metal coins together. And so anytime you've seen her with money. She just is weird about it and then pays people, or puts the money in the sack to be divided among the crew. She hates goblins, loves nature, and she is part of the Thieves Guild.
Nice.
And that's I guess, all I have for her so far. And with that, I'm just gonna roll the microphone across the floor if I can.
Yeah.
To Tiggity Tex.
I'm Diggity Tex. I will be playing Tegan Dorsis. He's very irresponsible. After combat, or maybe even at the beginning of combat, you'll find him trying to pick flowers and put it into his book. And press flowers. He's very irresponsible. But he will help you in a pinch during combat, or try to. He only has a few spells that are damaging per se. So but that's the case with being rank 1. So and I'll pass it over to Captain Kangaroo.
Hey everyone, I'm Captain Kangaroo. I'm again sick as always.
I was going to say, have you put that voice on specially for us, or was it?
No, this is just who I am now. This is who I always will be, I guess, because I'm just always fucking sick.
Was that within the first? Oh no,
I don't know. Maybe not. Today I'm playing Brace of Rendax. He's a half-orc fighter type. He's just huge, big, muscular, just like very veiny, just like rippling sexy forearms. He's probably the team will know him to be saying a lot of anecdotes that probably aren't true because they sound too ridiculous, but it's just how he expresses himself. So but from there we'll keep it simple, keep it nice, and keep it intriguing and new. And I'm just going to pass the mic to Medevac.
Why, thank you. I'm Medevac, and I'm playing Ida Felldown. Felldown, stupid name.
Yeah.
I'm playing Ida.
I'll fall down.
Ida Felldown. She is an elf cleric. Pretty much her main goal is about protecting people, protection of friends, making sure that everybody is safe, and they will make sure that she's safe. Yeah, and that's really it at the moment. It will be fleshed out for next week, so don't worry.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you're passing on to me, yeah?
I'll just hang here in limbo.
Yes.
Yes. And I shall pass on to our amazing DM.
Thank you. So yeah, Mr. Pickles. Oh, that would be a dream, wouldn't it? A dream come true. So can I just please remind you that you all should have a rank 1 ability that you have for free as long as you meet the requirements. I popped it in the chat. It was something that we forgot to do beforehand. So last week when we were creating characters. So if you don't have one, quickly look now. Most of them, it's only if it requires a certain skill level. So for example, Artful Dodger for the rogues requires evade or 50 or higher to actually get that skin. So if there is a criteria, make sure you've met it in order to get that free rank 1 ability. Also, if you have any abilities that are quite specialized, or that you like weapon precision or weapon specialization, make sure somewhere on your character sheet there's something that says what that is linked to. You've actually been working together for a while now, and I'm going to get straight into the actual adventure tonight. And you actually find yourself in a small town, a small hamlet, small village, right on the edge of a mountain range. And you've arrived here. You can determine why you have arrived here, but it's actually in the dead of winter. Okay, so it's cold outside, it's snowy, the snow is thick on the ground, and the people up here live a quiet, very basic life, and they're all bedded down for winter, and you have been able to secure rooms at the local tavern. And it's at the tavern that we actually join the adventure tonight. And I'm just going to move you over to the tavern. Now, two things that you will find. If you're half orc or gnome, what you will notice is that there's some yellow light, but there's also some gray light. And the gray light is your dark vision. That's your dark vision that is showing up there. If you are elven, then what you will find is that you can see the lovely glowing light of the tables and the fire. Just so you are aware, the door is over down here where I'm pinging at the moment. If people can see that, that's where the door is. And to start off with, it's up to you which table you would like to sit on. I've put you at a table, but you do not need to stay at that table. If you would like to move to a different table, then now is your opportunity. So move now, or that's it. You're staying there.
I like this table. It's close to the fire.
Yep. Okay, you're happy to stay there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So let me give you a bit of a description of the local tavern where you are. So people huddle tightly around tables, laughing and joking, drinking ale, knocking tankards together. Maids are carrying trays of recently purchased ale, squeezing between the narrow gaps, heading towards their destination. The only fire in the room is causing rosy red faces and long, deep shadows to dance across the walls. The door opens briefly, and a blast of cold air opposes the warmth of the room. As the patrons struggle to close it once more, the people who've come in stomp their boots, removing the last remnants of snow. You have ramped up quite a bill staying in the tavern, but the seasonal weather is encouraging to stay in its welcoming embrace. You look once again at your coin pouch that is growing lighter by the night and could soon possibly be empty. Young people of the village seem to be jeering and challenging each other. And now and again, they're looking over to you, people who have been new to the inn but have built up a nice rapport with them over the various nights. It actually, the ale has been flowing for some time, and it's at one point that you hear somebody shouts out something about a challenge and a mine, and the room suddenly falls silent. You see the older people tutting and almost like saying, nodding their heads in disapproval. Some of them look up onto the wall at what appears to be 3 wooden frames that have something on them over the fireplace. As the silence just about becomes awkward, the barkeeper interrupts it and calls for another song from the local bard, who picks up his lute and starts to play a happy jig that falls rather flat on the room. However, people start to talk again, and the noise level slowly rises. However, you notice that there is that table of younger, frivolous youths who seem to be still challenging each other and talking about great deeds. And it's at this point that you notice that the topic of their conversation appears to be you. Is there anything you would like to do?
I'll pick off a bit of bread and flick it towards my half-orc friend and say, I think they're talking about you over there.
I'll abruptly stand up and point the direction. Oh, are you talking about me?
And yeah, one of the youngsters, they're actually on the table right next to you. They're actually here on this table. And one of them turns around and says, we weren't talking about you. We were just wondering whether or not you would like a challenge. If we heard that you're quite, well, and there's a snigger, brave.
Oh, yeah, I'm brave.
Do
But
you
mostly, I'll
Go
take
for it.
any challenge. And mostly, I'll take any challenge.
Any challenge at all? Another one says.
Nothing's a challenge to me.
Well, many have tried. Few have actually returned.
I'm gonna walk closer to the table over here.
You should be. Can you move your characters, everyone?
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
And on the corner, I'm gonna aim for the table itself. I'm gonna slam down my axe on the table.
Yeah, just make a brawn roll for me.
All right.
You're not going to miss the table. It's just that I want to see something else. The first roll of the evening. And it's a good
Nice.
one. Yeah. And you sort of like go bang on the table, and everybody sort of like looks round, and one of the rather skimpy youths, quite wimpy, you think he might be possibly, you've seen him hanging around this stable. He's got a mop of straggly blonde hair, and he turns around to you and he sees your massive axe, as I imagine it would be, almost like implanted on the table. Or did you hit it broadside?
No, I'm planting it.
Yeah, you planted it, and yeah. he looks at it, and he looks up at you and smiles, and he almost like he makes that sound like ooh, as if faking some kind of as if he's pretending to be impressed. And one of the other more brawly youths says, yeah, you definitely look like you're up for a challenge. And another one turns to you. As you can see from the number of chairs, there's quite a few round here, and they've had several tankards of ale. We just wanted to know if you would, venture into the mine.
Mine?
Yeah.
I once destroyed an entire kobold family in a mine. I once used the ankle bone, used that and made it into an ox, and I used that ox and penetrated every neck and every back and every face hole and every kobold's head throughout the entire mine to make my way through there. All the bloody handkerchief around my groin.
Roll your influence for me.
Well, deception.
Oh yeah, I'll take that. I'll take deception.
Hold on. Or which is it? This
Deceit.
Guys?
Deceit.
Yeah. I know I had that. There we go. Yeah, deceit. No.
One of them. Are you looking at?
No.
No, and one of they just sort of like they seem to be engrossed for a moment and sort of like looking really intent. And as the story gets taller and taller, all of a sudden they stop for a while and they all sort of like burst out laughing, and they sort of like, pull up a chair, big man, come and sit down.
Obviously, I'm going to allow them my company and sit down and drink their free drinks.
Yeah, so they sort of like push over one of the full tankards and say, "So you seem brave enough. What about the rest of them? That little woman over there doesn't look too confident." And somebody sort of like looks over and says, looks underneath the table and says, "I don't think her feet actually touch the ground on that chair."
They don't.
Which woman are you talking about? I always see three of them.
The little short woman. Is she a dwarf? She looks like a dwarf. Maybe a halfling. She might be a halfling. Somebody sort of like calls over. "What's her feet like? If it's hairy like a man, she's a halfling." "No, she's got boots on." "Oh no, not a halfling then." And one of the others says, "Is that a beard that she's got, or just bristles?" Another one says, "My grandma has more beards than she does."
I'm being bullied by these locals. I'm going to stand on my chair and say, "I'm a gnome."
"Oh, she's a gnome."
And I'm so confident that me and my entire friend group here, who regularly hang out with me and know what race I am, will be able to go in that mine and get the thing that you can't get because you're all worse than us.
"Oh no, hang on a minute. We've got it 3 times. 3 people have been successful in the past. 3 people."
Yeah, well, we're 4 people because gnomes are people too.
Did Brasive actually call all the group members female, just out of interest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because to all of them, they all look like pretty little dainty girls.
Got ya.
Yeah.
He sort of like says, "No, we've had people go down the mine and actually come back, but you know." And somebody says, "They didn't last for long though, did they?" "Well, they came back, and that's the main thing." And they point up to the 3 placards above the fireplace. If you've ever played Minecraft, they look like wooden frames that have something scrawled and something placed on the inside. They're quite rough and ready. They seem to be held together by twine, but there seems to be 3 names, just one name on each of the frames, and in the middle of the frames there seems to be something that let's have the elves. You can roll your perception roll, but make it 1 grade easier because of your acute perception. And gnomes, you can Belle, you can just roll a normal standard one. What's your passions, Belle?
My passions. I've got my Thieves Guild Oath. I've got my ethical code of being flexible with whatever happens, neutral.
Okay, right, I can see them. You can augment it with your passion love.
Oh, okay. Passion of love.
So that would be what?
Passion love is 66.
So 12%, 13%.
Perception. Let's give myself 12. How do I add that now? I don't want to change the current.
You can just pop it in the top of the sheet.
Set. And then I will roll perception. because I know how to play this game.
Yes. So a good job you had that augmentation. So yeah, all of you turn around and have a look at the actual frames. Not you, Brasive. You're busy drinking and enjoying the taunting. You do see 3 names. All 3 of you see 3 names that appear to be the 3 names, each one on each one. There's one core that says the word Dale, and there's one that says Ham, and there's one that says Not. It's actually N-O-T. But the interesting thing that you all notice, and this is why your passion came into play, Belle, is that in the middle there seems to be an ingot of some description. It's very small, probably about the size of what I would call an English penny, about that size, and it seems to be silver in color. But the thing that all 3 of you instantly recognize is that this is not silver at all. They appear to be 3 ingots of platinum, one on each frame. They seem to be above the fire. It doesn't look like, it's almost like a reward, as if once you've done this, once you've eaten all the chicken wings, up you go on the wall. And these seem to be the 3 people who survived the challenge and brought something back. And while you're looking over there, does anybody want to join Brasive at the table, or is there anything else that the other 3 of you would like to do?
I want to take these so bad, but they'll notice. I want to touch them.
You can't.
Tegan, can you give me a lift?
Yeah, you're going to have to be lifted up, no matter what happens.
Just a little boost, Tegan.
I'll come and lift you up.
So there are 2 people in those chairs by the fire. There seems to be, those when you go into a country pub, and there seems to be 2 old men who are been there ever since the dawn, and they've got their pipes and they're warming themselves by the fire. There's 2 men like that over there. Yeah, Ida, go for it.
I'm not going to try and steal it. I just want to touch the metal if Ida gives me that boost.
Yeah, I will. I'll do that. My dynamic lighting isn't, or unless it's not supposed to. If I move around, it doesn't follow me.
No, because you have no light yourself, don't you?
Oh, of course. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're an elf.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll take her over there. I'll try not to trip over anything because I can't see in this dark bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it really dark for you too? Because this is probably the darkest tavern I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Well,
there's like ninjas climbing around.
It is. It's,
you can't see them.
Like I mentioned before, the windows are shut because of the weather outside, and most of the people here know their way round. In any case, so it doesn't have to be that light for them. Ida, are you hoisting?
I will. I'll just grab her by the waist and try to lift her up.
Yeah.
You may want to do a little jump before I lift.
Yes, and my goal here when I touch it is, if I can figure this out, I want to see if I believe that they're real or if they come off as like fake to me.
Okay,
I don't want to steal them.
Is there a skill that you would like to use?
Commerce.
Okay, yeah, and you can augment that with your passion for metal, because that seems completely correct to do. Ida, if you roll your brawn, but I'm going to allow you to augment it with Belle's athletics. because she has done a jump. So what's Belle's athletics?
My athletics is a 51.
51.
That would give an 11.
11. Yeah.
I also have acrobatics, but I'm using my athletics here. This is a jump.
Does a
not
flip
roll.
to touch it.
Oh, not 111, just 11. Right, fingers crossed.
Snap goes my leg.
Oh, yes. The combination of you both together, you suddenly manage to almost like hoist her up. And there's even a moment, Ida, when she's she goes out of your grasp as if you sort of like chucked her slightly. And yeah, roll your commerce.
Right, here is my commerce with a 12.
Okay.
I want to use a point of luck to re-roll that if I may.
Okay, yeah, by all means. Just to let you know, Medivac, you have 4 hero points at the moment.
Oh, cool. Lovely.
Oh,
If it's
yeah.
fake, I'm going to bully these kids so hard.
Okay, so is the idea just to touch it or to actually try to pull it down?
I think I'm going to make the locals mad if I pull it down, and that breaks my Thieves Guild oath if I do that. So, yeah, it's just to touch it and get like a grasp. If I can like wipe my weird hand on it, then
yeah. Well, the wonderful combination of Ida's wonderful boost up and your excellent crit roll for your commerce, yeah, they're actually platinum ingots. Just
Ooh.
stood it looks like, and you probably, as a gnome who loves metal, almost like it looks like they're stuck onto the wood, as if they've sort of like found some kind of glue or to stuck it on, or they might have even used like the folk magic spell glue to stick 2 surfaces together. But you also, Ida and Belle, now that you're a lot closer, you definitely get this feeling that they don't actually know what they actually are, and that is supported by the conversation that is continuing with you, Brasive, at the table. And they're explaining the challenge to you. And they say to you, the challenge is quite simple, mate. All you got to do is go into the mine and bring back 1 ingot of silver to go on the wall. That's all you need to do.
I could do that in my sleep.
Well, yeah, we can believe that. We can believe, because you are so, I mean, look at those biceps. Those are
dates, right?
Yeah, you are so good. Look at you.
Yeah.
You'll probably walk in.
What?
Yeah, roll a perception check, Brasive.
I hope he doesn't get it. Oh, he does get it. Okay.
Yes, you notice that somebody seems to be exchanging coins and something, and it looks like they're creating some kind of a sweepstake on you and your party's success would be. You hear somebody say, well, if they take that little lady, that's not going to go down well. She'll probably get stuck down a shaft. I'm not betting on her. I'll bet on the big guy, though. He looks tough. And there's sort of like coins going, and yeah, you can see that happening. And they say, so yeah, are you and your are they friends? Are you related? Are you
when they say related, Tegan just laughs, like giggles.
He says, is that little girl? Is that your band then?
I'll go to my little rabbit.
Oh, right. Do you know what the word bairn means? I said
No.
Medivac will know what bairn means. It means kid.
Child, yeah.
Yeah, it's so you
Ben.
it's
This is
what
my
we use
Ben.
in the UK. We sort of like called, oh, where's your bairns? You know, so
It's quite an old saying, that really, isn't it? It's like
I
like
am old.
70s,
Yes, I am old. It's quite northern as well.
Which is northern, yeah.
Yeah, we don't say
definitely.
it down south at all. You know, we say sons and daughters are down south. So yeah, is that your band then? Is that what she is? One of the other ones says must be adopted.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's is that she must be quite young. She seems to be quite tiny.
She saves us a lot on getting clothing because she only takes about a third of a child size.
Oh yeah. So somebody says she's actually smaller than my teenage sister. I tell you, she's tiny.
Technically, all we have to do is buy dolls and then steal the clothes, and then return the dolls. It saves lots of money.
Dolls' clothes. Somebody says, do you ever paint a face as well, like white, and put rosy cheeks on her?
Yeah. Mostly with mud.
Yeah. And they all laugh, and somebody pushes over a tankard, and one of them says, so it has been achieved 3 times, although, you know, we haven't had anybody brave enough to go down the mine on this challenge for it must be like 10 years now.
This has been no difficulty whatsoever. I once infiltrated a mining company for reconnaissance, and by lunchtime made a haul all the way to the other side of the mountain with nothing but me and my bron.
Yeah, well, your deceit. I get a feeling deceit's going to be rolled a lot for Brace.
I feel like that's the exact same roll as last time.
Yeah,
That's one less than last time.
There's not even that pause anymore now. They just sort of like laugh as if they know what's going on. And one of them says, right, he says, there is some conditions of the challenge. Okay, there is some conditions. So the first condition is that we always have to let you know what's happened before, because otherwise it would not be any fun, wouldn't it? So okay, so up to date, up to now, we have to say that, and they look over at one of the pillars of wood that's holding up the tavern's roof, and you can see on it as you look over that there's scratch marks. Okay, just scratch, like tally marks, but no crossing out for the 5th one. They just just lines, and you can see as you look over that they look at it for a while, and they sort of like try to do some hard calculations in their head, and they say, right, there's been about 20, and one of the younger boys said, it's actually 24. Oh, shut up. Just because your dad knows how to write, let us do the counting. And he says, yeah, well, it's about 20 or 24. They say, making fun of the little boy. The younger boy is about 12, and somebody sort of like throws a bit of ale onto him.
He's 12 and at a bar.
Yeah, it's a fun tavern here. And so, and then they say...
Not all of us are late bloomers.
Yeah, exactly. He sort of like says to you, so we have to tell you about the 3 people who succeeded, and their names are on the frames with their silver ingot that they got back. And that's one of the conditions. If you succeed, you are up there. Okay, we'll probably just have one frame for you all, and one of the more burly youths sort of like comes, so like leans into your abrasive and says, well, I would just put one up for you because you could probably carry that lot, couldn't you? Looks like they really rely on you. You know, you're the main man, I think, aren't you?
Oh, they don't really rely on me. They just rely on me on their safety, their ability to get things done, you know, and survival. That's all.
Yeah, we can see that you're definitely the person in charge. And somebody else says, so the 3 people who succeeded were Dale, who was a son of the local shepherd, Ham, the son of the blacksmith, and somebody says, that's not his real name, remember? No, he was called Hammer, but we called him Ham. And the final one to succeed was the son of the local carpenter called Knot. You can see their names up there, and at that point, once the rest of the tavern hears these names being called, everybody goes, yeah, and raises their tankards and says, to Dale, Ham, and Knot. And they go, to Dale, Ham, and Knot. And then we turn to their discussion. And it seems like it's a regular thing. You haven't seen it, but it's obvious that everybody in the tavern knows what's going on and what to do at that point. And he says, "Yeah, so yeah, that they brought it back. Roll your abrasive. Roll your Tegan. Is it Tegan or Tegan? Tegan.
Kagan.
Is there anything that you want to do at the present moment in time?
No, he's pompous. He's just going to be sitting there sipping on, probably, if they have wine, he'd rather have wine instead of
no
ale.
wine.
So if it's just, well, then if it's ale, he'll be having like a bitter face he's drinking it. But he's standing up more straight as they're talking about the party, but he's just kind of sitting there doing his thing.
Okay. And Belle and Ida, you've now finished your checking of the
I'm just going to carry Belle around because, you know, she's so light.
On your back.
On my shoulders, yeah, on my shoulders.
Do you want to stay over there or do you want to go anywhere? What would you like to do?
No, I've left my my beer at the table, so I will go back there. And it's not often I have a beer, so it's nice to just have that. So I'll go back and sit back down and watch the entertainment. Yeah.
So listening in on the conversation, on the other side, and so you hear these familiar names that you can see up on the wall, and somebody turns around to obviously the youth's leader and says, "You have to tell them the whole story." And he sort of like goes, "Oh, okay then." He says, "Well, they succeeded, but they're dead."
Sorry, what now?
They're dead. They bought the silver back, but they're dead.
Or they did.
Well, so Dale...
was it old age?
No. Oh, no, mate. Not old age. So Dale was found 2 days later after he'd returned. He was found drowned, face down in the local stream.
Okay.
Ham wasn't so lucky. He succeeded, the son of the blacksmith. He succeeded, but only lasted 1 day before he was found dead in his bed with a face, well, if you believe the stories, a face looking as if he had been scared to death. So like, and he pulls that face at you, and everybody sort of like said, no, it was more like this. And they also like pull their faces. And then Not was a strange case because we are not sure whether or not he's dead or not. And one of them giggles at the joke. And he says, so we had a night of celebration, or they had a night of celebration, because it was over 10 years ago now. And after the night of celebration, the story is that he went missing and was never found again. However, there is an interesting twist because his backpack of symbol belongings were found out on a field, in a field. And he looks around and says, rummaged through as if somebody was searching for something. And then one of the others says, sir, calling you Sir Brasive, just to let you know, I know you're with three ladies, but I'm not too sure. No ladies have ever done the challenge. I'm not too sure whether or not they would be up to it. So, if you want to leave them here, we'll look after them for you.
We got it. It's fine. Yeah, we'll be fine. Is it a curse? Is it?
No, it's a mine. It's a mine.
Oh, all right.
And then one of them says, "Oh, there's one more thing," and they look over to the innkeeper and says, "Is it all right to tell them?" And he sort of he has his cloth in a tankard, and he's going like that. And he looks quite cross at them and then says, "Go on then." And he says, "So whoever wins the challenge and brings back 1 silver nugget actually gets free board and lodgings for the rest of the year here at the inn."
What about free drinks?
And the barkeeper says, "Don't push your luck, mate. Just don't push your luck." And just to let you know,
Brace's gonna slam down on the table, his fist on the table. Damn it!
And the barkeeper says, "And just so you know, you're paying for that table that your axe is still in."
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. He just pulls the axe out.
Yeah, it's all
good as new.
Yeah, he just sort of keeps with his cloth in the tankard. It's the same tankard over and over again. And they sort of say, so, what do you think then? Are you brave enough?
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
Well, we were thinking more of your lady friends.
Oh, they'll be fine. They have me.
Yeah. Well, give them the option. Give them the option. Was that role play or real cough? So there's.
I was going to say, after hearing that conversation there, I'll turn towards the group and say, "Where Brasive goes, I go." Otherwise, a rugged fool wouldn't have survived this long.
They sort of say, "Oh, so he's not as strong as you say he thinks he is. Nice one." And one of them points and laughs at you in a friendly way, Brasive. "I don't want you burying any axes in people's heads, please. That is completely..."
Can I do an intimidation check, though?
Yeah, you by all means, you can roll intimidation check.
I want to give them the biggest stink eye of all time.
Yeah, so let me roll their willpower as well, so we get an opposed roll.
I'm gonna screw it. I use my first point of luck of the night. Yay! Reverse that.
You're going to reverse that. Okay, then let me just roll my willpower. You use. That's not a critical, isn't it?
No, maybe not.
No. So his this young lad's willpower wins. He's got 35, by the way. So that's his top willpower, and he's sort of he's very determined and perseveres, and just sort of looks at you for a moment, and then he goes, "I know what you're doing there, mate." They laugh and push over another ale over to you, and at that point, over your shoulders, where Ida and Tegan and Belle are. If you remember, there's those two men, old men, sat in the chairs, and the one of them that's closest, he doesn't turn round or anything. He just sort of like is staring into the fire, and he sort of like takes a puff of his pipe and takes it out of his mouth, and he says, "I would not go there if I were you."
I
And-
stare, like walk over to him if he's not looking at us and try and get into his eyesight and say, "Now, why do you say that?"
Yeah, so you walk around in front of him, and you know it's almost like he tuts slightly as you're into. Oh no, actually, you're not stopping much of the warmth to get into. Because how tall are you?
Size 4, so I think
Oh, yeah.
taller than
Cyrus.
I'm 178 centimeters.
All
Doesn't
right.
sound right. Is that?
You're about 4 foot odd.
178 centimeters, 5'10".
I think
Yeah.
I
Trust
think
me, I know.
I thought that was an automated thing. It was just like the
I think gnomes are actually smaller than that.
yeah. I will look this up. How tall am I?
I think I read somewhere that they're about at 4'4" to 4'7" in height. Gnomes are even smaller than their dwarven king. So you could be about 4'4".
Yeah, that sounds right.
And he says, he's sort of like you. He looks down at you and he says, "Little lady, there are evil things in that mine. That's why it's been closed for so long."
What possible things could be in there that could stop somebody as talented as me and my group?
Believe me, there are evil lurks there.
So, like goblins. That's what you're trying to say to me, but not clear enough. I've dealt with goblins before.
Those people who came back were driven mad.
Seeing goblins will do that to you, unless you're trying to suggest that this is something else that isn't a goblin, like a skeleton.
There's a reason that mine has stayed closed and boarded up for over 100 years.
And there's a reason why people keep going in, and maybe we can figure out what's going on there, and
Only.
then make it so you could go back in.
Only to foolishly accept the challenge of the youngsters there. They are full of their own self-worth. You don't see many of them heading into the mine.
No, I don't. And they were bullying me earlier, so it'd be nice to shut it in their face. Our success over there.
He sort of like he reaches out his tobacco-smelling hand and taps it on your head and said, "Stay away, little girl. There are so many things in there. Even people who get close. Some have even given up on the challenge before actually entering. There is some sort of evil that lurks in the darkness. Some have even reported strange noises coming just from within the mine. The sound of soft whispering, red eyes gazing out. That aura that sends a shiver down your spine."
Well, this sounds like a terrible place with the red eyes that are totally not goblins and everything. Just for my information, where is this so I can completely avoid it?
Mine is a 2-day journey from the tavern up into the mountains. There used to be a miner's trail that led up there. It's still clear, but probably thick with snow in this time of the year. People avoid that mine even in the summer, even when the winter snow have melted and the trees around the entrance are in full blossom and leaf. They still avoid it. You seem a nice person, little lady. We wouldn't want to see you going mad. Takes another puff of his pipe. And he turns around.
We wouldn't want to see that.
He has one of those Gandalf pipes, so it's a long stick, and he sort of like he's puffing out smoke, and he takes it away from the edge of his mouth, and you can see there's still sort of like thick tar and a bit of spittle on the end, and he says, "Would you like a smoke?"
I appreciate the offer, but no, it doesn't really do anything to me. I've tried many times.
Fair enough. And the guy on the opposite side sort of like looks round and says, "I think it's about time we should be heading back to our missus." And he sort of like looks out the window as the falling snow or through the shutters and sort of like says, "Yeah, time to go." And they sort of like get up and they rewrap themselves with several layers and start heading for the door. And you notice at the same time the bard has finished his serenading for the night and is walking around with what appears to be like a clay cup or beaker, and people are tossing copper into it, the odd copper piece. There seems to be no silver being exchanged at all, and they're sort of like going round, and it seems now that people are getting ready to leave, and you notice that the barmaids who were squeezing their way through the tavern have stopped serving drinks, and the innkeeper, the tavern keeper, is just sort of like waving goodbye to people. And quite unusually, you notice that as people leave, the bard also starts to tidy up the table and wipe desks, tables, and push chairs under. And eventually you're left with all four of you at your table. You actually have rooms above the tap room. So it appears that the barmaids and the innkeeper and the bard all live above. And it's up to you. You have the choice of one room with 4 bunk beds in. Okay, so it sleeps all of you. Or 2 rooms with 2 bunk beds, 1 bunk bed in each. Okay, so they're definitely bunk beds, one on top of the other. And the rooms are probably just wide enough for the bed and you to walk backwards and forwards, if that makes sense. There's no other room. There's no sort of like wardrobes or bedside tables. The innkeeper does give you a candle, each. It's very run down, and you can see it's in almost like a container, like a wooden candlestick holder, but all the wax has sort of like filtered down on it, and it's giving off some light, but not a huge amount. So you're around the table now. This is probably a safe place to talk before you go up into your rooms, and you need to decide whether or not you want 1 room with you all in or 2 rooms. So if you decide on that first and then have any chat, this would also be a golden opportunity because it seems that you will have a night's rest before setting off, Ida and Tegan, it might be a good time to talk about if you're accepting the challenge, and if you don't, there will be an adventure tonight. That you decide. You were saying that possibly there could be an overlap of spells. This might be a good time to sort of like talk about that as well. Brasive doesn't know about the frames either. So it's an opportunity for you to do a bit of role play chat and bring everybody up to date.
Well, I think we'll take one room for all of us, even though we are ladies. But
I wanted to give you the option.
No, we've been out on the road together, so we've camped together. We know privacy. They know when to turn their backs. So that's what I personally think.
I'm definitely large enough to sprawl out like all over from my bed.
What do you think, Belle?
Yeah.
Or would you rather get 2 rooms?
I wanted 2 rooms, but I also don't want to spend as much coin. So maybe go for the
this is paid in any case, so don't worry about paying for it up to this point.
My decision was made on that when we had more coin. I'm sure, like when we came to town, it's like, let's get the 1 room. It's probably a little cheaper.
Yeah,
we got a discount at tavern.org.
Yeah. and Brasive, you have to sleep in a
discount.
You have to sleep on a bottom bunk.
Yeah,
the bunk will not hold you on the top. It would
just... I've got top bunk.
If whoever's underneath is just going to get sandwiched on it. So are you going
to stay up all night from the constant beer farts?
Yeah. Yeah, just make sure the candle's out at that point. But we don't want any explosions. So are you going for 1 room then? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay then. So anything that you want to role play between each other at this point.
So what do you ladies think?
This town has been very welcoming and also low-key bullying, and I want to shove something in their faces finally. I mean, we found out about those platinum ingots there. If they talk a lot
it's very strange that they think it's silver, but it's platinum, and that's worth a lot more.
Well, my guild has taught me many things about what's actually valuable. You can't imagine that these local youths would actually know anything about like commerce or class. I'll say, gesturing to Tegan with that last word.
Yes, they rather pompous for such poorly fellows. Copper. Ugh. I am rather curious, though. Surely someone would be upset if platinum went missing.
But they think it's silver. And just think of the people it would help.
Hold on. I've no idea. Give me a second. Hold on. Put together.
I mean, the sages bring more back, but we could bring more back.
What if we offer silver to them because they think it's silver for the platinum?
Well, that would
could offer them a gold piece for the
that makes sense, right?
Right? Do we have to bring back a nugget? Or do we bring back anything like a head?
No, the challenge states that you need to bring back 1 nugget of silver.
One ingot, silver.
You don't need to do 1 each.
No, you could just.
But there'd be nothing to stop us actually going and bringing many back and giving them 1.
Yes, exactly. That is totally doable.
And if we all share a room again, then we probably won't be haunted by whatever haunted the others.
I'm sure it was their own fears and yes, darkness can do strange things to a person's mind.
I never once been known to turn down a challenge or to fail one. I once won a hopscotch competition using nothing but my umbilical cord.
Deceit
How old were
roll.
you when you
Looks
did
at
that?
him,
Deceit
chuckles,
roll.
and says, Of course you did, Bracing. Of course you did."
Or did you like save the cord for a while? How old were you in years?
Oh wow.
It's fine. You
It's
can
true.
you can all roll your willpower. The rest of you, not Bracey. Bracey doesn't need to, but
I want to know the answer to my question.
Tegan and
Damn it.
Ida, you know that
Oh,
they're making fun.
No, I didn't. I've still got my augment up there. Sorry.
All right.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you think you think he's telling the truth as well?
Yeah, that's why I'm indulging with questions. How did you preserve the cord if you were like 9? Did you use?
Oh, it was still attached to my mother.
Right.
I'm still confused why an umbilical cord comes with hopscotch.
He's using it to wait.
I'm using it as a jump rope.
Yeah, I thought you were
skipping.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you never strayed far from your mother.
Yeah.
No, I
Maybe
didn't.
about this far.
He was tied to his mother's umbilical cord. That's right.
I joined the competition right after you get out of utero.
Half-orc society. It's wacky. But okay, here's what the old men were telling me a story. They think that there's something weird here. The kids think that there's something cursed here. So there's 2 outcomes I think could be possible here. 1, we're dealing with goblins, because they said red eyes would be piercing from the dark, whispering noises, menacing feelings. That's what everybody feels about goblins, and that's why we always need to kill any goblin we see. We need to kill them dead. With sharp lit. Okay, so the other option.
I'm getting echoes of Bartleby here.
I know. I'm thinking the same thing.
Well, it said that gnomes hate goblins, and that's a passion of mine.
It is, yeah.
There's only one type of goblins. Anybody who says otherwise is a crazy priest. Anyway,
So in one story, the goblins are nothing more than just loud tumors of orcs.
Exactly. And if these are goblins, we can kill them. We can get the ingots. We can be awesome and make ourselves well known. But this might not be goblins. I think this could be something like weird fairy tale curses or fairy folk or something. And if we take the ingots, then they'll get mad and hunt us down. In which case, we can make things right. As my guild always says, when you find things that are problematic like this, that would make it so many people die and society is disrupted, you need to solve it. You need to make the economy functional for our guild to exist. So we can return those ingots if there's some sort of angry fairy god down in the mine and make things right.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I got to be right back real quick.
I was
Belinda's just going to start
definitely
chugging her
paying
ale.
attention to all that.
Yeah.
That sounds an interesting idea from Belle there.
Yeah.
Gosh. I'm quite sure of my abilities to keep us safe. So, yes.
All right. So in the morning we leave.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah. Sounds like a good plan. Ida and Tegan, do you want to have a discussion about spells at this point? So, because you will have adventured together, so you don't all have the same spell. I mean, you might not have the same spells in any case. Yeah.
So I mean, I've got my 4 rank 1 spells are fireball, 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 and fireball. No.
What? No call lightning? You did?
No call. No. So I've gone bless, which is an area effect.
Nice.
Bonus for you, which adds to your saving throws and skill rolls.
That's nice.
If memory serves me.
Yeah.
5% bonus to all skill and resistance rolls.
Lovely.
And it also there's something else it gives us, I'm sure.
Let's have a look.
No, that's it.
+3 to skill and resistance roll. In addition, their weapons cause 1d3 damage to intelligent undead.
That's right.
Yeah,
yes.
as well as creatures from other planes such as demons, devils, and angels.
And there is a table there which spell formidable, channel skill roll. Right, okay.
I have avert, which is like a counter spell for rank 0.
Mm-hmm.
Might not come in handy because there aren't any damaging spells for rank 0. And then I have coordination, which boosts dexterity.
Oh, I have that as well. That's handy. We can use it twice.
Yeah.
Okay. And befuddle, which is like a confuse.
Yeah. Yeah, I went.
Those are the only ones that I currently have selected that are overlap. There's a ton others that are overlap though.
Yeah, I've got cure
spell
minor
to help
wounds.
with permanent befuddleness.
We anti-befuddle for you. I've got cure minor wounds, detect magic, cure fatigue. They're my with bless. They're my 4 rank 1s. My rank 0s are might, deflect, spirit shield, light, protection, and coordination.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I could have had might too, but I decided not to. So
is might on you or somebody else, Ida?
It is on area 1 target.
Yeah. Nice.
And that adds my power to their brawn skill.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
This sounds like the folk magic from Mithras.
It is.
Yeah.
And you've used befuddle on one of us before.
I have.
On Gulliver.
Yeah.
That's a fun spell. That's very mean-spirited, but it's a fun spell.
It's very useful, befuddle.
Yeah,
very useful.
That was
probably
scary.
like
how
the worst time of his travels.
Hang on. There you go. Okay.
He's here all week.
Yeah. Believe it or not.
Don't leave.
Anything else that you would like to talk about before heading off to your rooms for the night?
Why do you worry about so much about magic and tricks when you can just embed an axe in their skull?
It's because I don't want like demons to come after us if we steal their gold, and they're like, "It's our gold," and we're like, "No, it's
kill
not."
the demons. I don't understand. I don't understand what you're talking about.
And how would you like to kill demons in a more spectacular way with your brute strength and the way
your powerful weapon?
What you do is you grab one demon and grab another, and you make them kiss. And you keep making them kiss like this over and over until they kept kissing more because their faces no longer exist.
Oh yeah, love conquers all. Yeah, I get it. That makes sense.
That's really good. Love conquers.
It's conquer season now at the moment.
Conquer season. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do Americans play conkers?
They've no idea what we're talking about.
No idea.
You know, like
the game with the ball and the.
It's not a ball. It's
a conker.
Conker. They grow on trees.
A horse chestnut tree.
Horse chestnut. Yeah. And they break, and you drill a hole in, put a piece of string through, and then you hit them together, just like demon heads.
Yeah.
Like that. So love conquers all. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought anyway. Yeah.
And
what do you do with it? That's it. You just put a string between two,
and then
you whack them together. Yeah.
You fight against other people, and there's you. So somebody holds their conker, just like holds the string with the conker, and the other person, you sort of like put the conker between these two fingers and go and try to hit the other conker and try to smash it. So there was,
whoever's breaks first
loses. But you used to do wonderful. You used to soak your conker in vinegar,
put it in the oven, and things like that.
to try to. Yeah. And if they all got, if they all got tangled up in the rope, you just yanked it, and if one of them fell on the floor for any reason, you just claimed stampsies and just bashed it with.
On it. Yeah. Or you could hollow it out, get some epoxy resin, make it into a ball, put it inside it, and then Yeah.
You didn't play the same game as I did.
I feel like I need you guys to roll
amazing
this.
ways
How
to cheat.
bored are you guys in UK that
the
you're
funny thing is-
inventing the weirdest games and weirdest traditions?
You can't play it anymore in school
No,
because they won't let you because of health and safety.
Yeah, probably because the rules make no sense.
It's
It's
health
not even
and
a
safety.
danger
You've got
thing.
to wear
It's just
safety
like,
goggles and all
what?
sorts.
Honestly, it's now during the months of September and October, the favorite playground game is Conkers. It's been played for generations, and it's just one of the best things. You can honestly Google it.
I just did. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was sort of like, and so you used to go to horse chestnut trees and try to pick
I had
up
loads
Yeah.
around my house.
You just you used to, and they're really nice as well. They're really sort of like shiny.
Smooth,
Yeah.
You see spiders away from the house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people put the house with spiders away.
There
I've got
you
a
go.
huge piece of cable stuck in that finger there. Getting conkers because I was whipping it around, thinking, "Oh, it's the best thing to use," and it flips and went straight to my hand, straight to my finger.
Ouch! All I can see is Mr. Pickle's face as he watches about conkers.
There's
See,
oh my
I got
gosh, I
something
just got to the
different.
section how to cheat crossed out win at Conkers. Yeah, vinegar. Apparently
Yeah.
soaking it. Baking it makes it better.
Yeah.
Saving
And-
old Conkers makes
Yeah.
See, I already made a mistake. I put in Google chest and nut, and I got something different.
Okay,
there are
it's
fake Conkers you can buy.
yeah. Honestly, it used to be the playground, and if you were naughty at school, the teacher would take your conker off you, and it used to. The best thing to put it on was not string, it was a shoelace.
Shoelace, yeah.
Yeah, so you used to push it through and then tie a knot on the other end, but shoelaces wouldn't snap.
The worst thing about conkers though is when you forget you've got a bag full of them, you go back 2 weeks later and it stinks.
Yeah.
Why do they stink?
Because
They're
they're
moldy.
Vinegar you were soaking them in, yeah.
yeah, but
no,
they
because you're moldy.
they go moldy because it's actually if it gets damp, it's a seed, so it'll actually sprout and everything like that. So it was one favorite times, wasn't it, Medivac?
It was.
Favorite time.
Gosh, that's back when we had snow.
Yeah, that was when children were allowed to go out to play right
Yeah.
way through winter in shorts. We never, well, I never wore.
I went
long,
out barefoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we always had long grey shorts on, and it was never. You never changed in winter time. You just wore your
Yeah.
shorts all the time.
You could always take a sweet from a strange man in the van.
Yeah, and look at some puppies.
Yes. Never any danger.
You always got free suckers.
Yeah. Okay, then it's past, dead on. So, with the visions of conkers in our mind, we're going to go for a quick break, and we'll be back at 1:45. And so, please go away, stretch your legs, grab something to drink, and we will be back in exactly 15 minutes, so 1:45. So, we will see you all real soon. And I will press. Oh, that's sorry, we're live now, but that's even better, isn't it? I think
It is.
Yeah, I think that's
So
excellent.
I can cure wounds and I can cause wounds. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah.
And I think that you could do that in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons First
You can.
Edition. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, because there was protection from evil, but you could also have protection from
From
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always
Or
remember,
neutral, yeah.
yeah, you used to have a paladin, but people used to make up anti-paladins, you know, that were the complete opposite. So welcome back, everyone. We are sipping drinks. I'm still caffeine free but we'll be drinking and eating as we go on to the next chapter. The party have headed up to bed in the tavern. You've gone to your rooms that are at the far end of the corridor. So the rooms closest to the actual stairs going down belong to the barmaids, the bard, and the innkeeper, and that's where you do get a feeling that there's not a Mrs. Innkeeper. He has sort of like said that, you know, she didn't make it through one of the winters, etc. But you sort of like settled.
Is it because his last name's Innkeeper? I don't know. It's like a terrible last name. I wouldn't marry that either.
Do you know, I've been trying to place the accent that you're using for abrasive. And every now and again, it reminds me of something. But as soon as I think about it, it goes. And I can't think, but it will come back to me. It's not Sean Connery. I know that because that's Hammond.
Yeah,
you know,
it's not Scottish.
No, it's definitely not Scottish. So you armors off, weapons unstored, and you in your bed and you settle down under very thick eiderdowns, and you know you sort of like snuggled.
Hello?
Yeah.
Not very thick.
Do you want to know? It actually says in my notes eiderdowns before I knew the name of your character, which is interesting. So yeah, and you're just drifting off to sleep, everyone, when you hear a rather tentative and quiet knock at the door. And,
leave it at the door.
And
no, sorry, let me do that again. Leave it at the door.
can't place it.
No, I can.
It
sounds like what's his name from Gladiator?
Oh,
he was in not Olympus Has Fallen.
Oh yes, I know.
He's Scottish, isn't he? Very rough Scottish.
Mike Brandon is it?
No,
that's his name in the film, is it? Russell Crowe.
Yeah, no.
Russell Crowe's in Gladiator, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'll tell you now, Gerald.
Yeah, that's it. Gerald. Yeah. So there's this sort of like knock at the door. Bracey, I missed what you were saying. Were you shouting at them?
Leave it at the door. No, now I'm doing Scottish again. Damn it. Okay, hold on.
Come on, get it sorted.
You can do this.
Just leave it.
That sounded Scottish.
I'll get to it.
Yeah,
I'll get to it. You put Scottish in my head. Now I can't get out Scottish.
It has been slightly Scottish, but not heavy.
Yeah.
You need to think of a phrase you can say before you do the accent.
Yeah, give me a sec.
When I try to do an Irish accent, I always think of in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, and then then I get into the accent.
So I just go, I know where you live.
Dirty trees.
I'm
sorry, Bracey.
We're into the third round proper.
Yeah.
No, Bracey just wants to continue sleeping, so he just didn't yell and then fart.
Yeah. So there's it comes again. This sort of like tap. It's not as loud as that, but I don't have a soft tap at the door.
Who's there?
I'll pay tomorrow. Not damn it. All right, hold on.
And Ida sort of like says, "Who's there?" And it's me. My name is Percy, and I have a message for you. May I come in?
I'll come
probably
to you,
the
Percy.
No, don't answer him. Don't answer him. You're trapped. Hold on.
Hey, Percy.
I know how to handle this. No, don't respond to him. Now he's gonna know that we know he's here.
Why you Percy lips and kiss her out here?
Shall I come in? Are the
I
ladies
meet him at the door with my short sword?
All right, and you actually open the door, and he's actually really close to it because he had his ear almost up on it, so sort of like listening, and he sort of like staggers back in. He appears to be in his late 40s, and he's very feeble in his posture. He's slightly bent over. Has what appears to be like a hooded cloak that he's put back, and he seems to have long, straggly grey hair that's quite greasy, and his beard and mustache are quite matted. And you notice straight away, Belle, that he's not remarkably dressed. He's in what seems to be very poor and dirty clothes, breeches, like an overshirt. He's got boots on, but you notice that one of them, the sole is coming away from the top of the boot. And he sort of like sees you, and he almost like steps back as he sees your sword and says, no, I am unarmed. I am unarmed.
Not true. I see 2 arms.
Yeah, 2 arms can hold 2 weapons that could be hidden away.
Yeah.
And he sort of like looks down at his feeble frame. He says, I have no weapons on me, dear lady. Not at all.
Looks like he's been cursed by a decrepit spell.
Is Bracif out of bed now?
No, yes, yeah.
Right, yeah.
I told him I'll pay tomorrow.
He sort of like says, I have a message from my mistress for you.
Who's your mistress?
My mistress is Jezebel Candlewick.
Does that name ring any bells for Belle?
Well,
I do have a courtesy skill because I grew up in gnomish royalty.
Okay,
well,
so you are not being courteous to this man.
I've never had the skill before. I guess I thought it was a sort of maybe knowledge of proper practices. That would be heraldry.
Roll your insight, and we'll see whether or not you've heard the name before any time.
Oh no.
You're not familiar with it, and almost like to reinforce that, this Percy says, my mistress Jezebel Candlewick is on her way here. I was sent a week ahead to ensure that there was suitable provision made for her.
We're not the innkeepers. You think we're the innkeepers?
No. I realized that, but I couldn't help overhearing the brave deed you are about to fulfill.
Okay. Well, maybe you should just tell us your message from the doorway.
Is it possible to come in? I don't want to wake anybody else up.
Yeah, come in.
And as he walks through the door, he draws his sword. No.
Not again.
And takes off his mask as a goblin.
Yeah, he's a goblin. And he sort of like huddles in, and he seems to keep his distance. And you do almost like smell him, people who are still in bed as he comes in. And he sort of like is carrying a small candle, and he says,
Percy, can't this wait till the morning?
No, because I was afraid that you might have left before I could offer you something in addition to the wonderful wooden frame that you will get courtesy of the people of this town. My mistress, Jezebel Candlewick, sent me to try to find somebody who would venture into the mine for her.
What does she wish with the mine?
Oh, yes. She has been doing some in-depth research over the past centuries, and apparently there is a strange fungus or mushroom that grows in the mine, and it has, and he sort of like looks around, considerable magical powers, it is even believed that it could slow down aging, and people who drink an infusion of the mushroom will live for several years longer than expected via their normal life span.
And by what you've just said, Percy, your mistress is Elven?
She is an alchemist of human descent, although I do notice she has slightly, I don't know how to say it, slightly elven ears. So I think they might be some kind of half elven blood in her.
Well, from what I know about you humans, you don't live over 100 years.
No, she has been studying in local libraries and has heard reference to the mine via her studies. She is not one of these wayward sorcerers who march bravely everywhere.
It's just when you said she'd been studying about this mine for over 100 years.
Oh, yes. I meant she's been studying the mine that's been around for 100 years.
Oh.
With because of Tegan's lore and alchemy, would he recognize like this mushroom or the idea of prolonging life? Is that even real?
Do you have a skill in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll your skill.
Let's see if this is even able to do it.
You have heard the majority of alchemy is all to do with plants, and there are certain plants that you know can be ground up, and infusions would make things like healing potions. You also have heard of potions of longevity that can increase the lifespan of people. So what Percy is saying seems to be totally believable. You're not familiar of all the components, but yeah, it seems like a plausible story that he's saying. And he says, "Oh, of course, she is willing to make a payment, and I am authorized to make that offer of payment, if I may."
How much are we being offered?
Oh yes. It is. My mistress is not a wealthy person, so she is willing to give each surviving member who comes out of the mine alive a base rate of 10 silver pieces. However, if they bring the mushroom out with them, she will be willing to pay 50 silver pieces per mushroom that is returned. So if you brought 3 of the mushrooms, then that would be 3 lots of 50 silver pieces.
I'm and forgive me, Percy, but I'm having difficulty believing when you said alchemists are not very wealthy.
Yes, well, she does not have the coinage of the gold variety. Or
does she not sell her potions?
No. He sort of like looks around as if somebody could be listening. I have to say, one of my mistresses only probably, well, she's rather selfish. And I want no selfish sea jokes about shrimps and crabs or anything. I'm looking at you, Captain. Just...
Abrasive after this long, very interesting conversation has been just,
still snoring in his sleep.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, the mushroom is of a red variety, and it has a white stalk and red over the top. Many people mistaken it for the death cap mushroom, which is more of a toadstool that has a rather pointy top to it. The mushroom you are looking for is red and is actually a mushroom rather than a toadstool. It has another really interesting quality. It will be glowing red.
I thought it was going to say it's got little doors and windows in there.
Yeah. My mistress will be here in a few days' time, so we will probably be lodging in at the inn. So please do, if you, when you come back, you will be able to meet her, and there will be the exchange of coins. Of course, if you are, for some reason, unable to find the red mushroom, you will still be given your 10 silver pieces for surviving anybody who came out. My mistress is prepared to give this 10 silver pieces for the people who die to other members of the party to be given to their family to arrange funeral arrangements.
We just go back home. Yeah, your son died. Here's $10.
Yeah.
I could become 30 silver richer.
So yeah. So yeah. Yes, as you can see, there is nothing for you to lose here. If you do not bring the red mushroom back, then you will still be paid your 10 silver pieces if you agree the foundation of the job.
I feel like a Judas if I take it. No, don't joke.
I feel that we have no issues capitalizing on more sources of income with something we will do. So
yeah,
we will take your money, your mistress's money,
when you return.
When we return triumphant.
Yes, that would be. Thank you, thank you. You have made me very happy. For now, I will not have to suffer the scorn of my mistress. She will be very pleased with me. Thank you.
Yeah, weird phrasing, but yeah,
nobody hand him a sock.
I was almost going to give him some money, but
yes. Well, I will leave you to your, and he looks at all four of you in the room, your sleep. And yes, I look forward to seeing you all back surviving and healthy. We will exchange the money rather quickly, since people do die if they are lucky enough to return from the mine. So yes, we'll give you that. Find us in the tavern when you return successfully. And he sort of like bows slightly, and as if, you know, with the queen, you're not allowed to turn your back on the queen. So when you leave the room, you have to go backwards, and he's almost like doing the
as he gets to the door, I want to say, Percy, maybe get yourself something to eat.
Oh yes. I will try to do that. And yeah, he sort of like backs out the room, and as you close the door, you hear as abrasive.
Oh, that's abrasive. I thought that was Percy.
That was definitely a beer fart coming out.
Yep. Head under the cover.
He just sort of like goes, and then that's it. So just to let you know, the rest of the night goes uneventful, and you are woken up in the morning by the smell of what could only be described of a hearty breakfast. It wasn't what.
Hopefully, it's not yesterday's breakfast.
Yeah. So you sort of like smell this breakfast, and it's the first time ever that you smelt what appears to be the cooking of bacon. And you've been in the inn for about a week, and this has never happened. It's normally just cold bread or cheese that you have to cut off the moldy bits around, or if you're lucky, some kind of dehydrated salted beef jerky or something like that it takes a lifetime to chew and probably will remove any loose teeth that you have. But you're sort of like met with this wonderful smell, and just as you all wake up, there's a gentle knock at your door, and one of the barmaids is inviting you down for breakfast. And you get down into the tavern, and the tavern's slightly different now because it's lit. And one of the things that you notice is that you notice straight away that the shutters are open. Okay, and you can see that there's people trying to get. They're looking in, and they're sort of like holding up young children to see you four at the table. And the barmaid brings out what appears to be almost like the best pork rasher bacon ever, and you're quite surprised that rather than stale bread, it seems that there's been a few cobs of bread actually baked this morning that are quite steamy and hot. And there's what appears to be like a dandelion infused drink that tastes very chocolatey and coffee taste to it. And these are all brought out to your table by the barmaids, and the innkeeper appears that he's turned his apron round the other way because it looks somewhat cleaner, and he sort of like says, "Eat up." He says, "You've got a long 2-day journey to the mine." And there's a knock at the inn door, and he sort of like marches over, and even as he opens the door a crack, you can see people looking in, and you hear from outside, "Go, big green man, you can do it!" As there seems to be some kind of a fan club for you, Abrasive, and the innkeeper takes possession of what seems to be some overall furs and thick woolen cloaks with hoods like little hobbits, and boots as well, fur-clad boots. The only issue that you really have is you, Belle, because they literally drown you. When you put one of these woolen cloaks on, it's virtually dragging along the floor, and you probably have to do something with a belt to sort of like tuck it up and around. And so the innkeeper, as you come to the end of your breakfast, which you have a feeling is almost like your last supper, of that description, he comes out and he brings out some small cloths tied up that has bread in them and some of the dried jerky, beef jerky, and some water skins for you. And he sort of like hands it over to you, and he says, "It would be nice if you come back. You've been good patrons so far. So, yeah, look after yourself."
Since it's our last supper, we'll probably best if we all sit on the same side of the table.
Yeah.
So the
One
artist can
person's
draw
head
it.
leaning on the side.
Should we get somebody to draw a picture?
Get someone to what side?
Draw a picture.
Yeah.
Oi, Michael, can you
Just
knock
sketch
something
here,
up for
please.
us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you notice Bracef just leans over and dips his bread into your dandelion drink, Ida. That might be going a bit too far if you don't know the Last Supper. But yeah. So yeah, you grab your items, you get well stocked up, you put on your armor, your furs.
All the bacon available.
Yeah, your furs. Oh, you do you have a beard like in the picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually got like bacon fat that has sort of like seeped into it, and as you get cold, it'll probably
I'll keep that for later.
Solidify to sort of like pork lard or something like that. And is there anything you would like to do before I move you out onto your journey?
I'd like to buy possibly some more. I mean, I've got 2 6-hour torches already, but I think if we're going to a mine, we might need some. Mind you, I've got my light spell, but I don't want to go burning through my goddess's magic.
I mean,
I'm going to take out a life insurance policy on my friends.
The premium for that is 20 platinum pieces.
Ah! Bummer.
And if you die, you get 10 gold.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk to the shepherd or the blacksmith if they're still alive? The fathers of these
there
died?
is a blacksmith, a carpenter, and the shepherds are out in the field in their farms. In any case, there are the carpenter and the blacksmith. There are them in the village, but they are descendants of these people rather than the actual people. But you can still go and have a chat to them if you wish.
I think that's a good idea. And I think if we're going to check with anybody, it should be the carpenter, because that's the only one that's the only guy who never actually showed up dead.
Correct.
He's the one who disappeared. And so it could be good if you guys have some lines of questioning to maybe see what he knows.
Yeah. So here's the carpenter and the blacksmith live just across from the inn. They have their shops there, so you can go across there and have a chat with the carpenter if that's what you would like to do. Yeah. So as you open the indoors, there's a massive cheer, and you notice that the people are lining the road, and as you come out, they go. And Bella, a little girl runs up and gives you a dried flower and says, "That's for you. You are my hero. Please don't die." And sort of like hands it out, and everybody's sort of like clapping as you.
I'm a better hero.
This is becoming way too religious, this game now. Because we've had the Last Supper, now we're doing the Long March.
Yeah, and
give me a cross to carry while I'm going down there.
Yeah, you can just carry Belle if you want that. And they've sort of like lined the street. It's not packed tight. It's quite sparse, but they all seem to be clapping and cheering and everything as you step out and the tavern. And what would you like to do?
I'd like to walk halfway across with them all clapping, and then turn around and go back to the tavern. I forgot my hat.
My bad. Hold on.
No. Yeah. Should we go to the carpenters? Let's keep walking to the carpenters. We said we were going to go there. Let's do it. Let's break through these chains.
Grayson will have
people.
a big puffed out chest. Like he's just gonna walk with all
and there seems to be there seems to be a Belle and Beast fan club forming, and so like you've noticed that there are some young lads that have tried to paint their face green by sort of like smearing some dye over it, and they got like wooden axes and they go, yeah, like this, and trying to do really deep, manly voices, despite the fact that they're only 6. And
in a few generations, that's going to be offensive. But okay.
Yeah,
I was going to say, like, humans trying to act as an orc. What is the world coming to?
And
they'll be bad in green face, won't they?
I know.
You sort of like start to walk across the road, and there's some confusion, you know, because they're sort of like thinking they're not going the right way. And the innkeeper shouts out for them, they're off to see the carpenter. And it's just sort of like, oh no. And people sort of like just sort of like stand around and start talking to each other. They don't seem to be going in or anything. And you sort of like trudge across the slushy road, for want of a better word, because everywhere is thick of snow. And the carpenter is at the entrance to his shop, his where his lathe is and everything like that. And he's got like an apron on, and he's got a chisel in one hand and a wooden mallet in the other hand. Obviously, he was not clapping. And you sort of like come up to him. Who's going to lead the interaction?
I was actually kind of wondering who is our social person, who's the face of our group, so to speak.
Tegan was one who suggested going across there. We agreed. So.
But he's sort of an idea guy, I thought. He's correct me if I'm wrong, but Tegan has mostly been observing.
Sorry, is his name Tegan or Tegan?
It's Tegan, but it's fine. I can be called Tegan. It's fine.
I'm going to call you. I'm just not going to use any correct names.
I don't care.
I call him woman.
Pretty boy. I don't even care. Like,
okay, how about Tegan Tex?
Tegan Tex.
Yeah, I didn't even think about
that. So Tegan, you are leading the thing, and you sort of like all 4 of you are walking across to the carpenter. The carpenter's sort of like looking around and sort of like going, I don't know. And yeah, you sort of like come up to him, and he's sort of like he looks a bit dumbfounded, Tegan. So,
are you the descendant of the fabled Knot?
Well, yeah.
Well, is there any lore that comes with your family? Anything about Knot that stands out?
It was well, to tell you the truth, he was a really carpenter. I was quite pleased that, you know, I was sad that he died or went off. We never found his body or anything.
What was the thing that he did best, if not carpentry?
Eat.
Maybe he went on to be a chef.
And drink. No, he didn't cook. He just ate the food. That was it.
Well, if he abandoned all of his things and the silver, maybe he had more silver. Who knows?
Not well. There is something that you might want to know about our family, though.
Go ahead.
So, my great aunt, Aunt Matilda, well, she only had 2 toes on her left foot.
My goodness.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
We have no idea. 2 toes on her left foot. looked really bad in sandals. I tell you, really bad.
Imagine. I'm surprised she married.
Oh, it was arranged, I think. And she was covered up when it happened.
Is that hereditary? Do you only have 2 toes on your feet?
He says no, and he reaches down to start taking off his his boot. It's all like
I wanted to take it off there and push him over so he stands with his foot in the mud.
in the snow.
He sort of like takes his boot off and look, he says, I've got five toes. And they're all real as well.
Apparently that's a feat within your family.
What, sorry?
Oh, it's a it's a how do I phrase this to a simple folk? It's a not usual task that was completed.
Right.
Nailed it.
All right. Well,
would you like to come in and see my wood?
Do you have any spare torches?
Like to burn?
Yes.
He says, yeah. Wait there. I'll get you some. And he goes out the back and he comes back in just like 2 minutes, and he's carrying 2 like twigs that has smaller.
I was hoping
twigs.
they'd be like table legs with like rope.
Yeah, no, they're just like 2 twigs. He says, there you go.
No, better than nothing, I suppose.
We'd like some 4 candles.
Nice segue.
Right.
Now, we've had that joke before, and we've explained it to everyone. Yeah.
Why is it you weren't clapping, Mr. Sir? Like, are you not as excited about?
Oh
no!
He says I had my hands full.
But
I had a chisel in one hand and a mallet in the other. I can't clap with. I was working, so I just came out like I was.
Do you feel bad about the mines?
Do I feel what, sorry?
Like bad about it, like because you had a family member that died.
Oh, well, that was a long time ago. And it wasn't the, I mean, he didn't have our intelligence. He didn't have much. To be honest with you, he probably fell over his own feet and impaled himself on a tree stump.
That would have left a body, though.
Yeah, disappeared. Maybe he's a magician.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he was a magician. Maybe I have magic in my family.
Did he pull a hat out of a rabbit?
No. Maybe.
Yeah. Did he pull a rabbit out of anything else?
He didn't pull anything out of... Oh, hang on.
Right.
No.
I bet he pulled his fork out of that food.
I doubt that. It was probably 2 hands.
Do sorcerers only have 2 toes on their left foot?
I don't know.
Not that I've heard of.
I just wondered whether or not, she might have been a sorcerer.
Right. Anyways, let's go. That's nice talking to you. You've been
was your auntie your father's wife?
Unneeded.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What was the 2-toed person in your family married to your dad, or what was that? Were they related to not?
Oh, I think she might be married to my sister.
That explains the 2 toes then.
I think that was it. We weren't too sure about, maybe I just called her auntie.
Okay, I thought there was something that I needed to know there, Mr. Sir, and I don't think that there is anything that you can tell us further. You've given us so much already. Brasive is starting to foam at the mouth.
Little lady, can I ask you a question?
Well, we're kind of in a hurry.
How tall are you? Because I haven't made any coffins for little people like you.
142 centimeters.
132.
Sorry.
Just one moment, and he kneels down and he puts his chisel and hammer down. And he goes 1, 2, 3. 3 and a bit. Right, yeah.
He might finish it by the time we come back.
Well,
I want to ask him if he sells banjos.
You only need like 6 planks of wood, right?
Oh no, we're big people. We just throw them straight in the hole.
Oh right, of course. Yeah.
It's only
In the what?
In the hole.
What hole?
Like where we bury you.
Oh, right. So yeah, okay. So not just a hole where you chuck people down.
Oh no.
Sorry, Mr. Sir. We've been to some really bad places before.
We bury people good and proper here.
That's good.
Good, because that's proper.
Unless of course they're big.
I hope you all do well. Do my auntie proud. Do my auntie proud.
If we find any toes down there, we'll bring them back for your auntie.
Oh, she's dead now.
Then we won't.
If you find her toes, yeah, I'll put them over their fire. Remember her, like, you know.
Yeah.
2-toe and auntie 2 toes.
Auntie 2 toes.
And you sort of like slowly say thank you and back away.
Yeah.
And as they see you, that you look like you're going to go down the road, everybody's sort of like they're going, yeah.
Is there a florist?
Is there a what?
A florist. I thought we could do a little shopping expedition.
Yeah, as you sort of like walk down, there's clapping and there's cheering and people are running up, giving you flowers and leaves and things like that, and everything seems brilliant. And you know that you go out of the town and then you take a trail off to your left, and that leads up to the mountains, and you leave as you get to the end of the town. Right on the outskirts, you look back for that last look at the town, and you suddenly realize that everybody there has forgotten about you already and are going about their business, and there's no one clapping or anything as you head out and along the road.
Now we walk all coolly, now we play Chain from Fleetwood Mac. We're just kind of like
we're going to take a 4-day journey and circle back to the village.
Yeah,
and get our silver.
Surprise.
Yeah, can I have my 10 pieces of silver, please?
So let me put you onto the trail. You might have to zoom out to see the whole of the trail, just to let you know. You're not on it yet, by the way. Just to let you know that it's currently daylight mode. So you will be able to see everything. But do remember that when it goes night, then it will go into night view. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Yeah, you're right down at the bottom.
Skipping along.
Can you see yourselves? Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay then. So that pathway is one person wide. And the reason there's one pathway is because the snow is actually about so thick. It's about 12, 1 foot, 1.5 foot deep on either side. And the trail has not been cut out fresh or anything. I've popped it on there to show you the direction that you're walking in. So you're actually trudging through that thick snow. So if you'd like to get yourself into some form of marching order.
I won't be trudging through snow because I'll be following the huge hulking
exactly
orc in front of me.
Imagine it's a little easier for me to walk through.
It is, yeah. You're also sort of like a massive snow plow at the front.
I need to be at the back because everybody needs to trudge as much through this so that I'm not.
Yeah, so yeah. Actually, if anybody wants to pick up the gnome and roll her, you could probably.
So
maybe just put me on the shoulders. No, roll me.
And we can use those 2 twigs.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a carrot?
So I'm just going to spread you out a little bit. So you're. I just need to press Alt. Remember, if you want to not click into the grid, you just hold your Alt key down and then you can move. So on either side of you, you can see that there's trees. Yeah. So this pathway that you're going up has obviously been cut from the tree line, if that makes sense. There would normally be trees all over here, but obviously over the years it's been cut back. You can see what appears to be rocks here, in here, etc., are actually snow drifts. You figure they might be building up over tree stumps that are underneath the snow, and that's what's causing them. There seems to be a biting wind blowing from the mountains down the path. So as you start to walk, it's one of those, what I always call a sunny Christmas morning, that there's snow on the ground but it's sunny. So everything is crisp and nice, and you set off like that, and it's really pleasant, and you're enjoying the scenery. You're getting a little bit of snow blindness from the glaring sun, but after midday passes, the sun is blocked out by very thick grey clouds. Those clouds that you recognize very clearly as snow clouds. And sure enough, by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, there's snow falling. Initially, just a couple of flakes that are fluttering around. But after a while, the snow seems to be almost like hiding behind Brasive, letting him shoulder the majority of the cold. Your fingers and toes become numb, and you start to not feel your feet as much. Anybody who's got any facial hair or any hair showing, you notice that snow has started to encrust it, and there's ice crystals forming on like your eyebrows and beards and things like that. And you've actually pulled almost like some of the furs up over your mouth if you can, and your hood down, because any exposed wind is actually almost like being blasted by this biting cold wind in your face. And soon visibility is getting less and less, and you almost decide at that point that it's going to be a good time to stop for the evening. So you can stop anywhere on the map. Okay, so anywhere on the map, you decide if you want to use any skills for your first night. Remember, it'll take you 2 days. You'll probably get to the mine entrance at the end of the second day. So this is your first night that you'll be camping out. You've got like blankets and something to put down on the snow. You don't technically have tents or anything like that. So where would you want to spend the night on the map there?
To me, it would make sense like over here. So we have some of the cover from the forest.
Does anybody
maybe dig out? I've got survival, but maybe dig out a hole in the snowdrifts and go inside there.
So
we could do that, yeah.
So roll your survival skill, Ida.
Oh, I'm going to use a point of luck and reverse that.
Brilliant. Yeah. So you have.
I'll also do it too.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I don't know I don't have as much high as hers. Oh, but.
Oh yeah. So you both.
You got the same as me. No, I got 16, didn't I? Sorry.
Yeah, you both sort of like have Ida and Brasive have a conflab, and you agree on both of your points, sort of like on the edge of the forest, not in the forest, but on the edge, might produce some shelter, but also almost like I think one of you were going to say about digging some snow out from round on one side of the
the snowdrift and
away
from the wind.
Yeah, so you probably together think somewhere between here and here. You know, it's up to you if you like to decide which one you would like to go to.
Well,
are we digging a tunnel in the snowdrift? Is that what you're suggesting?
What, like an igloo?
Yeah.
No, well, I thought what you might do on this side of the snowdrift is dig some of this snow out, so you've got like a dip. So when you're sleeping, you're out of the wind that would be blowing over the top. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want to move your characters up where you decide to
if
go?
we make snowballs and roll them, make them really big, we could do a whole wall.
Yeah.
And a roof.
Yeah, you probably don't have time to make a full snow citadel, but you know, you could. The other thing that I would like to know is, are you lighting a fire?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll take your survival skills that you've just rolled for that. So you managed to dig out a delve. Belle, you're probably completely sheltered from the wind. And the rest of you probably still have your head up over it, but once you lie down, you'll be fine.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go get some firewood from the forest, just on the outskirts.
Yeah,
you know, facing away from the wind, so it's drier.
Yeah,
or deadfall. That's
So you can't see any deadfall because of the snow on the ground, but you can break off some twigs. You've also got the carpenter's torches that you think will make excellent kindling in this essence.
Clear as much snow as we can away from where the fire's going to be.
And, Tegan and Belle, do you want to move yourself up to the fireplace area, because I'm about to plunge you into darkness?
I'm up there.
So you're lighting a fire, so I'm going to put on for you. Let me just do this. I'm just going to pop it here. And I'm going to set that to dynamic lighting. It's going to give you some bright light that goes off into the distance. So if I check that now, I'm hoping. Oops. Let me turn off the light. It does help if I turn off the lights. You should if everything's going according to plan, you should see some light of the fire. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
half darkness further out.
Yeah, so it sort of like dims out. You can hear the trees, being buffeted when it's actually windy. People with dark vision, you'll be able to see a little bit further on the edge, the peripheral of the light. And I'm assuming that, is it the idea to keep watches? Are you posting watches, or what's going to be the plan for the night?
Yeah. I'll take the first watch so I can get a good night's sleep.
So if you want to, you know what we do with the buttons. So if you click on your character, press the solid circle, then hover over the red button and press either 1, 2, or 3. It'll give you your order. So that's it. So Brasive is going first. We got Bell.
I think that was a contested position, but
it's
yeah,
not letting me. Because... It's not letting me click the. There it goes.
Oh, okay, I'll do 2 then.
What's left? 3, 4.
I just died.
I commit suicide. I can't do this. I need a full night's sleep.
Yeah, if you get 4, that means you get a full night's sleep and you're up early, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking with the casters. If we can get first and last watch.
Yeah, that sounds so. Tegan can memorize his spells as during the morning light, and you can pray for yours as well. Okay,
yeah.
Okay then. Could one person roll a 1d4 for me, please?
Who is the best?
You're the best.
I'm simply the best.
All right, doing it. 2.
Ooh, middle of the road.
2, abrasive. So, when it comes to your watch, the weather does not, it doesn't stop snowing, but the wind does drop. So when it comes to your watch, Brasive, the snow is still falling, but that fierce wind is not howling anymore, and it is quite pleasant in your little dugout snow cave there. However, could you please roll a perception check for me?
I know I'm gonna fail this one, guys. Oh. You know what? Could I? I'll use my last point of luck, right, guys?
Okay.
Yeah, it's that time of the night. I'm gonna go ahead and switch that around.
Okay, then. So you're sort of like second watching, so it's almost like from 10 o'clock up to midnight sort of time, and the howling of the wind is replaced by the howl of wolves. There definitely seems to be more than one, and you can't see anything in the darkness. Your dark vision isn't picking anything up roundabout, but it definitely, you can definitely hear them in the distance. They seem to be keeping on your side, if that makes sense. So they seem to be in the forest to your left. So I'll ping it sort of like over here. This is where the sound, and it's not constant, but it certainly feels like there's more than one of them, most definitely.
I'll slowly try to wake my comrades up.
Okay.
Wait.
So Ida, you've just got to sleep. When Brayson goes, hello, wake up.
What
We're being hunted. We're being hunted.
Are you waking?
Is it?
Are you
It's not
waking?
Liam Neeson, is it?
Are you waking everyone up? By the way, yeah. Are you waking
Yeah,
everyone? Yeah.
I wake everyone. Yeah.
Okay.
My watch already?
Get your blade weapon ready. We'll have to
Yeah.
murder some goddamn canines.
Grab my weapons.
I'm gonna have my axe because my guy's excited.
Yeah.
He's been wanting to murder something for a week now, so
you
gonna grab his axe ready.
You don't hear the howling anymore. A matter of fact, people who have woken up, you haven't heard the howling since waking up.
Not hearing things, I know exactly what I heard.
Oh,
Trust me.
Everybody's there. Weapons
I'm
out.
gonna.
I can't see anything, so they could be there, and I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Where
I
did you?
can't see anything. And
Where
I
did you
can't
hear the
kinda
howling?
see.
Was it to the west? Was it over this side or over this side?
To the west.
Yeah.
Well, in which case, I would like to cast light there, please.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm going to use intensity 2, which will cost me 4.
Okay.
Oh no, it won't. Sorry, intensity 2 will cost me 2. It would be a 40-foot radius.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it just called light?
It's just called light. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, darkness.
Oh yes, got
I'm going to cast darkness 40-foot radius right here.
Yeah. Sorry, intensity 2, yeah.
Yeah.
So that take you 2 magic points, won't it?
Yeah, it will indeed.
Yeah, and you'll need to roll your whatever your casting skill is.
Like divinity, devotion. Oh, where are we? Professional skills, devotion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it channel?
Hang on.
It might be exhort if it's the same as.
No, he doesn't.
No.
We had that conversation, didn't we? Hang on. We find out. It's your cleric skill. What skills do you have?
I
you have any skills?
Channel devotion.
Okay, let's spell casting require.
I mean, they're both the same percentage, so
just cast one. Just roll one of them.
I'll do channel number 5. Oh no! And I'll use a point of luck to reverse that because you know my first spell. I'm not going to flake.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want it to start there, don't you?
That's it.
He just keeps calling it a spell casting roll.
Yeah.
Not everyone can perform on the spot, you know.
So I'm going to.
I know what I'll do. Sorry. Yeah, it's fine. I'll just look at this while you're doing that.
What was the radius of it?
40.
40-foot radius. Okay. Is that where you wanted it?
Yeah, it'll do. A bit like I was going to literally do it.
I can move it
exactly the same as sort of from there.
Yeah.
So it's the same as that's it.
I'm dying to know what this spell is. I wonder if Rodney's watching because he'll be able to say it's so and so. He said he might watch the live or he'll catch up
I'm literally looking through the professional skills now, and I'll soon tell you.
What is it for?
Channel. Channel is the magic skill you to call of the gods. So it's channel.
Yeah.
Channel is the
Brilliant.
casting spell.
Excellent. So you, Ida, you cast this light spell, and you notice something quite strange, and it only happens for like a quick second. It's almost like here. Can you see where I'm pinging? It's almost like you catch something in your peripheral vision and look, and the branch is just returning, and
Gotcha, like something's run through.
Yeah, and snow's falling off it.
Yeah.
You just catch it just here up at the top.
Hey, doggies.
It would be
grind my axe in them.
It would be too high for a wolf.
Oh. Maybe it's those kids from the village having a bit of fun with us.
Yeah, let's murder them. I mean, let's
Won't
talk
stop
to
bullying
them
us.
and teach them lessons about how to properly act.
They have apparently a really good wolf call.
I don't like being made a fool of. Right. Well, how about this? I go sleep, and then when they attack, I will abruptly come out of my stupor.
Somebody's trying to get away with the rest of his watch here.
Yeah, I think you kind of owe
I
us
break away
now
from my
for
stupor.
waking us up. Like, you need to take more watch.
Yes.
But I can't help but wonder what the old men had told me. They had said that people don't like to come up this way because there are strange things and hearing whispering noises. Perhaps your desire to drink the blood of wolves has mixed with the curse of this land and this spooky mine, and is giving you hallucinations that you need to deal with and not drag us into it.
But has everyone told you speak like a lot? Like you tend to open your mouth continuously a lot.
I'm the reason why my guild made a certain rule about not oversharing.
Oh yeah, that fits.
Okay.
Right, so have this. I'll close my eyes, but I pretend to be sleeping, but really I'm awake the entire time. And then from there, when they attack, I'll wake up from my stupor and I'll grind my axe in the skull.
And as Brasive talks about his powerful weapon grinding people's skulls, etc., you will get your spell back, Ida, your magic points back, so don't worry. You sort of like settle it. Do you want to cancel that spell before you...
No, it's out the way. Yeah, leave it up.
Yeah. So the rest of the night goes completely uneventful. And you wake up the next morning and head back to the road and to continue your journey. Let me just put the lights back on for everyone, so everybody can see. So as I'm just moving you back.
Oh, there they are.
Back onto the track. Gnome's going last, aren't you? Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you. So you start.
When daylight comes, I think you might just have a look over by those trees.
Nice.
Wouldn't have gone through the should be. Is there any tracks or anything there?
Yeah. Do you have any?
No, I just realised I've only got
survive.
What I'll do is I'll say this to everybody. Is anybody able to go through and check the woods to see if you can find any tracks?
I've been known to track bears miles and miles.
I have no idea what Brasive is saying, but
I could absolutely track to see if he's some sort of creature of the night.
So somebody can go over and have I bet you wish you had a luck point left.
I do wish I did. Yeah.
Um,
Oh well.
So
You could have reversed it as well.
I know it would have been superb. 34. That would be excellent. So you do notice something, Brasive. It looks like something has been moving in the snow. With your roll, you can't decide what it is or who it was, or you can just see that there's definitely been some movement in the snow. So as you continue on, the environment gets stranger and stranger. There seems to be less wind up here, and the snow suddenly starts to stop falling, but it's still very grey and overcast. And one of the things that you notice a lot is the change of the ambience, the actual fear. You notice that in the morning when you start setting off from your camp, birds suddenly now and again take flight from the trees for no apparent reason and head southward back to the village. And sometimes as you walk along, you almost like catch something in your peripheral vision and turn to look at the forest, but you see nothing there. Sometimes you're not 100% sure, but you almost like feel that there's yellow eyes in the forest watching you, but you see them for a moment and they momentarily blink and never appear back. And it's about just coming up to midday that you come round this sort of like bend where you no, hang on, let me just move you. I forgot you were so far up here. Almost like as you come round this bend here, you see, and I'll pop it on for you, so don't worry. You see ahead of you what appears to be a snowy white. Well, it's not just one. There seems to be two. Let's turn it round if I can. Two white wolves that seem to be gorging themselves of what seems to be like a fallen deer or nothing. It's probably a little bit bigger than a fawn, but less than a fully grown stag. And it's on there, and they seem to be completely engrossed in tearing it to shreds. And even as you come around, you can see that there's snow around them are blood soaked and everything like that. And yeah, you just come round the corner, and as you see them, Brasive, you're the first person. You notice that they both look up and bare their blood-stained fangs and muzzles. And at that point, we need to roll some initiative. But we'll do that. We'll do that next time because it is 10 o'clock. So we will start the next time with a bit of a combat. First combat of the game, which would be brilliant. The Ventures are walking in like golem creatures. All we need now is Mount Doom and they're set. Yeah. Yeah, you just wait what's around the corner, Darth. Very Lord of the Ring feel. Yeah, thank you. See, they're comparing me to Tolkien. I mean, what more can one ask? Brilliant. We hope you enjoyed this first adventure. Do come back next time when we'll have some combat up our sleeves. Remember, it is a free rule set, so you can nip along to the Design Mechanism shop and get a digital download totally and utterly free. And just to let you know, any of the rules that we're playing are actually in that rule. I'm not using any other rules, so everything works from there. Okay, then. Mr. Pickles, what would you like to tell the people? Where can they find you and what's exciting?
I have exciting things, but you can find me on my podcast that I do with my friend Brad. It's called And I Took That Personally on Apple and Spotify podcasts. But what I'm excited about is our drought of content is finally going to end. We recorded, so we have our next episode recorded. We're going to edit it. And I'm also releasing some bonus content, little mini episodes. When I first tried to do the podcast, I was doing it alone, and I made 13 episodes that are about 15 to 25 minutes long. It's about one of the worst movie series I've ever watched, and it gets increasingly unhinged as the series goes on. It's the weirdest thing I've ever made, but since we have no content, I was just going to start releasing those either today or tomorrow until I do all 13 episodes, and
nice.
We'll also have another normal episode. Brad's not in the bonuses.
If you do one per month, you've got a year's content there.
Yeah.
If you got 13 episodes, that would be brilliant. So what's it called again? Podcast?
And I Took That Personally.
And I Took That Personally. Okay, and Medivac, what would you like to say?
Oh, yes, hello. So Monday nights we are playing Cyberpunk. In fact, Sunday nights we're still doing Baldur's Gate 3.
You are, yeah.
That's from 7:15 onwards or thereabouts. Monday nights is Cyberpunk. We are making money and doing our little jobs in the world of Cyberpunk.
Nice.
Cyberpunk Red, in fact. And
nice.
On Thursday night, we are Warhammering.
Yes.
Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. Very, very good. We were in a wizard's tower last week, which exploded.
I just like the person that you had to give 4 candles to on the boat. That was
candles.
4 candles. Yeah, exactly. Brilliant. Yeah. Anything else, Medivac?
No, that's me. Thanks. Saturday nights you can catch me here.
Yes. Tickety Tex, anything that you would like to add?
I got nothing.
Nothing. And the one that we really look forward to every week, so please do not disappoint us, Captain Kangaroo.
Hey everyone, I'm also starting my own podcast. It's one where we talk about movies and see if if they're good or not. It's called Hey You, Stop That. We're gonna do our first episode on Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, episode 1. From what I understand, no one's really seen it, and it's not very controversial, and many things I've seen. So we're going to focus on that. We're going to have a special guest, Ice-T from Law and Order fame. He doesn't know yet, and based on the letters his lawyer's been sending us, it's going to be a very interesting episode.
Excellent.
You can find it. You can download it on This Isn't a Virus.Rus. It might look like a Russian website, but it's
not. It's totally safe. It's
definitely safe.
Do you have a co-host?
Well, it was going to be Ice-T, but based on the contentious letters and the fact that I'm not even allowed to go near him or preschools anymore.
Restraining order.
Yeah.
Maybe just have a cup of iced tea.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, and I could just like, hey, what do you think? And then just what I imagine he said, and then I just continue.
And of course, you can find that on Apple.
My imagination.
Apple.
This isn't a virus.res.
Yeah, that's it. Brilliant.
Yeah.
If you're interested in watching me stream, then I'll be streaming some Guild Wars 2 tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. And then 1 o'clock in the afternoon is the continuing the Secret of Tavani. Remember that if you have an ESO account, make sure you got Necrom, because it's one of those that you do a quest, and the more people do it, the percentage goes up. So at 33%, everybody gets a free scarab beetle sort of like thing. It was after I'd done my bit this afternoon, it went up to 28%. And then 66%, you get a new marking. And if we get right through up to 100%, we all get a free house in the game. So, but you must have Necrom, the expansion, obviously.
But it's half off right now, from what I understand. And yeah, it's called a community challenge.
Yeah, that's.
I may purchase that as half.
I might be wrong, but I thought I read on Twitter that it was half off.
It's still at 20. It's at 28% at the moment, so we're getting really close to that 33, which we get the ebony dwarven scarab. So it's certainly getting close, which is absolutely brilliant. Okay, yeah, so come along to that. And then finally, tomorrow night about 6:30 on YouTube, over at YouTube, I will be streaming some more YouTube GM prep. So do come along and see that if you're interested. Thank you for coming along and supporting the stream. We really do appreciate it. And yeah, so look after yourselves, and I will say goodbye, and they will also say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for what?